traders. If the zenith sunnets we've crowned have you peaking price like a mountaineer, scalping those crown flips and pinnacle reversals, where institutions zenith their stacks for epic Nifty and Bank Nifty conquests? Then drop the ropes and dive into the nifty Pete. Abyss. We're plunging into uncharted depths now, with concepts that don't just zenith, they abyss, swallowing the surface noise to unearth the abyssal undercurrents that drag or buoy the market into tidal shifts. Bend the banal channels or cup and handles, those are shallow puddles, drained dry by day trader drones. To abyss the 2025 underbelly, with FII dives and RBI riptides, you need abyssal price action concepts that dredge the depths, the submerged swells where abyssal swells and void traps pull the strings from below. I'm Trading Core, and in this 20-minute abyssal trading dive, we're dredging 5 abyssal abyss-forged price action concepts forged for the Indian depths: the Abyss Swell Surge, the Void Abyss Trap, the Underflow Abyss Drift, the Depths Abyss Coil, and the Tidal Abyss Pull. Abyss fresh, no zeniths, cores, or nexuses here. These abyssal setups lurk in the market's submerged layers, where swells and coils abyss institutional underflows for submerged supremacies. We'll abyss the psychology drowning each, why they're abyssal overlooked elites, depth chart spotting on barren seas, trade dives from swell to salvage, NSE abyss risk for 900-point Bank Nifty nailstroms, abyss snares that sink the sailors, and abyssal dredges to deepen your dominance. Unfiltered price abyssing, no anchors, just 5-minute, 15-minute, and daily depths on Zerata or upstocks. Let's dive. Plumb the abyss in Nifty and Bank Nifty. Below the waves crashes the abyss, the lightless void of submerged swings, traps, and drifts where institutions abyss their hoards, dredging retail flotsam before the tidal heave. These concepts eclipse as elite dredges because they demand abyssal sonar. Retail skims the surface, but abyss divers dredge the undercurrent for 350 to 550-point hauls. Trade with 0.5% risk voids, abyssing into 9:30 a.m. IST swells or 2:30 p.m. London abysses when depths darken deep. Stealth abysses the strike, surface skim, and you'll abyss your account. Dredging first, the Abyss Swell Surge. The Abyss Swell Surge is the submerged buildup where an abyssal swell, slow stacking lows in a 100-point trench, surges into a 6-8 candle tidal lift, abyssing price from the depths with relentless buoyancy. At its trench, the swell layers as 3 stacked lows, each 20 points deeper, surging when a swell candle bodies out with a span double the trench width, hauling no drag ascent. Why abyssal elite? Swells get sunk as declines. But this surge abysses institutional accumulation, where smart money abysses bids in the void, submerging shorts for the buoyant blast. Psychologically, it's the Leviathan's rise. The swell buries fear until the surge abysses the veil, drowning doubters as the abyss heaves. Abyss it on a 5-minute Nifty chart post-drop. Trench the 3 lows, e.g., 24,000 to 23,800 trench. Surge confirms on the double span close above the top low, with volume, abyss low turning high. Enter on that close in the surge direction long, above for bull abyss. Stop 15 points at the deepest low, targeting the trench depth x3 from surge start, e.g., 150 points or 2:1 abyss ratio. Trail on no drag bars. Abyss snare, surging shallow swells, probe by triple lows and span double, or its silt. NSE abyss risk 0.3% on Bank Nifty heaves, scaling on the 3rd surge candle. Dredge with a void trap for swell storm, abyssing 68% of surges into 350-point leviathans. On Nifty, this abysses pre-open trenches, heaving the morning's submerged leg. Abyssing to the void. Abyss trap, this traps the depths through voids, empty spaces between highs, that abyss a prior low edge, trapping bait before the full dredge deploys. Void abyss gaps with 2 to 3 void candles, bodies less than 10 points. Gaps 30 plus wide. Each void base within 25 points. Bodies adrift until the trap snaps. Elite, because voids vanish as gaps. But the abyss intersection dredges institutional baiting, where smart money abysses the void to trap fills before the snap. The psychology traps the trench. It's the siren's call. Retail plugs voids as fills, but the abyss snaps the trap into direction, submerging chasers in the gap. On a 15-minute Bank Nifty chart, dredge the voids post high. Voids must abyss the low edge with widening gaps. Last void 1.5 times first. Trap entry. On the snap candle's body close filling the void short below for bear abyss. Stop above the void cluster high 20 points. Target the gap sum from the trench. Sideline the stray void pit and force low edge abyss or its driftwood. For riptide sessions, cap risk at 0.4% with 1-4 setups, trailing to prior void base after 1 hour. Layer with underflow drifts for trap torrent, abyssing 63% of traps into 350-point snaps. This traps Bank Nifty's gap voids, abyssing the trap into dredge gold. The underflow abyss drifts us to hidden currents, where underflows subtle, sloping lows over 4 to 6 candles, abyss at a volume low, drifting into a chained undercurrent haul. Underflow abyss anchors when the slope's end intersects a session low, e.g., 38.2% drop, drifting on the overlap with a steeper slope candle. Why elite? Underflows fade as drifts, but the abyss anchoring at lows dredges institutional stealth flows, where smart money drifts to the void before hauling submerged stacks. Psychologically, it's the undertow's whisper. Underflows lull complacency until the abyss hauls overwhelming surface skinners. Traded on a 1-hour Nifty chart, in an underflow slope drops within 12 points per candle, spot the abyss overlap with the low. Enter on the drift candles close below, short below abyss. Stop at underflow high 15 to 20 points. Target slope length x 2.5 from the void. SNAD, drifting pre-abyss. Hold for low intersection, evading false flows. NSE risk, 0.5% maximum. Partials at 1-1 to haul the current. Confluence with depths coils, drifts the abyss, hauling 65% into 400-point undertowels. Nifty's hourly underflows abyss this, drifting into close hauls. Depths, abyss coils next, where depths, nested lows in a 75-point coil. Abyss through a coil unwind candle, price spiraling out in a 5-candle helix. Abyss coil tightens when nested lows spiral inward, each coil 15 points tighter, unwinding on a helix candle spanning the full coil. Undreaded coils curl as consolidations. But the depths abyss dredges institutional coiling, where smart money abysses the spiral to compress before the helix hurl. The psychology coils the crush. Depths squeeze tension. The abyss unwinds the crush into chained release, drowning coil campers. On daily Bank Nifty for nests, 5-minute for the unwind. Nest 3 coils, e.g., 48,148, 025 spiral. Coil entry. On the span closeout of coil long above for bull abyss. Stop at deepest nest 20 points. Target coil diameter x3 projected. Shun loose coils. Need inward spiral abyss or its tangle. Risk at 0.4% for Bank Nifty unwinds. Scaling on helix acceleration. Stack with tidal pulls for coil cyclone. Abyssing 61% of coils into 450-point helices. This coil's Nifty's depth nests, abyssing into trend tides. Tidal abyss pulls the plunge, where a tidal swell, sudden 200-point drop, abysses with a countervoid at its base, pulling into a multi-candle undertow. Tidal abyss anchors when the drop's bottom intersects a countervoid, e.g., unfilled gap, pulling on the overlap with undertow shade. Elite, because tidal's torrent as breaks. But the abyss pull dredges institutional rebound rigs, pulling the drop at the void. Psychology pulls the plunge. Tidal fuels flight. The abyss anchors pullback into chain buys. On 15-minute Nifty charts, track the tidal sharp 200-point bar, Abyss on counter void. Pull entry. Long on the undertow close opposite title above Abyss. Stop below title low 25 points. Target title span reversed. Snare. Pulling sans Abyss. A firm intersection, capping at 1 per title. Risk 0.5%. Trail on pull build. Confluence with Swell Surge's pulls profound, hitting 62% with 3-1 averages. This pulls Nifty's title drops, abyssing into bounces. Abyss your routine. 9 a.m. Low scan dailies for trenches and voids. Dredge 5 to 15-minute abysses and low-volume lulls. 1 abyss per concept. Log a dredge. These abyss plus 31R monthly. Submerging with the deep divers. Top abyss, swell surge or title pull. Comment below. Like, subscribe. Next, abyss dredges. Trade abyss. See you in the next video.